Thanks so much, guys, for participating in this strange experiment. Thanks to everybody that posted stories, even you, Spintown, with your bestiality. Jeez. No, I mean, I don't mean to censor, your creativity, but maybe another time we'll do a story about bestiality. But this time, I want to thank everybody. I can't pronounce half of your usernames, like Actawasamai, Frigidus, Jboy1193, Reality JK, Mario Man 1157, Nenes Royalt 13, Cubehead666, Majlid Bunny, Soulfantity, Bob in the Box, History Buff 79, Tried and Wired, Deluded 00, and everyone else that I'm not mentioning that contributed. I'm going to read the story as I kind of got it, as I sort of put it all together. I'm very tired right now, I'm sorry. Okay, so Hank was an evil cowboy alien ninja. He ate blended kittens for lunch and fried puppies for dinner. He skipped breakfast because his mom always told him to do that, and he murdered his mother with a spork at the age of 12. At the age of 13, Hank, the evil cowboy alien ninja, married a man called Bill, who was a serial killer. When Hank found out that gay marriage was illegal, he killed and ate Bill to cover the evidence. Okay. Hank got into some trouble when Detective Eagleshark found out about his absurd shenanigans. Hank was very sad and hungry, so he got involved in a gang called the Robot Zombies. He figured out a way to breed children, and they ate until they got full, then sold the rest as scrap meat to Detective Eagleshark, who had no idea he was helping one of the biggest child breeders in the town of Funkyland. Then, Detective Eagleshark found a finger in one of the bags of meat he bought. He was so appalled that he raided the Robot Zombies headquarters and sent Hank to jail for 1,000,000 years. He made friends with the lunch lady, so Hank, I assume, made friends with the lunch lady at the prison, whom he seduced to bring him a miniature windmill, some spoons, 5,000 corks, and a DeLorean, which he stored in the parking lot. He dug a hole leading the parking lot and started working on a time machine, which was conveniently named Time Racer. The project took 60 years because he had to go back to prison so no one discovered he was missing. When he was done, he traveled to the year 1,000,2009, so he had very little time left on his sentence. When Hank's sentence was up, he went to explore the future. Unbeknownst to Hank, the lunch lady he successfully seduced with his evil cowboy alien ninja charms was following him and witnessed his moment of time travel. Shocked and angry at being left behind, Lucy, the lunch lady, decided to follow Hank into the future, for she had a spare DeLorean time-traveling car conveniently placed across the road and was going to exact her revenge. But as Hank crossed the nebula of Husafaria, he could not help but feel a small inkling as if the universe was speaking to him, saying, "Hank, she is coming for you. Use the force and run to Jonathan Mann, for he will help you." So Hank looked the universe in the eye and said, "Thanks for the advice." They shook hands, but alas, Hank was wary. He walked around for days in a state of horrific paranoia. Lucy could be anywhere, watching him at any time. On his walk, he came across a turtle who was fixedly staring at him from the side of the road. Unable to avoid the lingering presence of another being's eyes on his own, Hank decided to approach this creature. "Howdy," Hank said. "Why's a varmint like you staring at me with the big red eyes? What'd I do to you?" "The banquet of gluttony," the turtle spoke without warning. "You and I, the banquet of gluttony." Frank was confused. Finally, after 7 days of very little sleep, he took a bus to the hospital where he checked himself into an insanity ward. He was escorted to a cramped, humid room where he undressed and adorned himself with an off-white paper gown. He had no idea that there were no people in the future. Thus, there was no one to cook for him, so he decided to travel back in time again, but this expanded a wormhole massively, and a dinosaur riding Napoleon was the president of Funkyland, and he had banned cannibalism of all sorts. There are a couple other little parts that sort of didn't make it in that I couldn't kind of fit into the story, but I really like the story. It's really weird, and that's sort of exactly what I wanted. So, What's going to happen now is I'm going to take this story, I'm going to split it into a bunch of little pieces, and write a bunch of really short little songs. Probably using footage for the video from the Prelinger archive, which is where I get all that old footage from. And over the next month throughout January, you'll see these songs. Depending on how much internet I have when I'm in New Zealand, they'll either be every day or they'll be like every couple days, depending. So thanks again, and I can't wait to sort of make this into a bunch of songs, make it into a little rock opera about Hank, the evil cowboy alien ninja, and his exploits throughout the universe and time. So see you guys soon.